We're about ready to go. I'd like to call this meeting to order in honor of Miss Pat Lintel, who was a former council member and just an absolutely wonderful person who loved Delray Oaks with all of her heart. Karen, can I have roll call, please?
Councilmember Uy,
Present.
Councilmember Halleck,
Present.
Councilmember Shirley,
Here.
Councilmember Berger,
Here.
Mayor Donaldson.
Here. We have a very special person today to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We have Daniela here from the Delray Oaks Chess Club. So if you could, please stand, and Daniela, come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Screw that up.
Right. Great job, Daniela. Thank you for that. Okay, I'll move on to the next item, which is public comment. General public comment must deal with matters subject to the jurisdiction of the city and the council that are not on the agenda. Anyone wishing to address the city council on matters not appearing on the agenda may do so now. There will be a limit of no more than 3 minutes for each speaker, and no actions will be taken on matters brought up under this item, and all comments will be referred to staff. Public comment is now open.
Hi, thank you. My name is Josh Stratton. I'm with California American Water's Coastal Division. I'm their external affairs lead. I'm here tonight to inform you that we have updated our California American Water Emergency Response Plan, or ERP. We welcome ongoing coordination with city and county staff, and if you'd like additional information or deeper discussion about any component of the plan, please don't hesitate to contact me. The ERP outlines how we protect, operate, and restore service in our water and wastewater systems during an emergency. It covers critical system components, reporting and notification procedures, security protocols, response actions, and the use of the Standard Emergency Management System, or SEMS, with the Incident Command System framework. Priorities of the ERP are to first protect human life, followed by protecting the environment, property, and maintenance of essential water and wastewater system operations. While we hope these plans are rarely needed, our responsibility is to be fully prepared. In the event of an emergency, this plan ensures that we can respond effectively and maintain or restore service, including providing backup water supplies when necessary. Thank you for your time and allowing me to present this overview. We value our partnership with Delray Oaks, and California American Water remains committed to ensuring the safety and resilience of our water systems. We appreciate the opportunity to share this information with you this evening, and we're happy to meet with your team to review in further detail. You can reach me at Josh Stratton, josh.stratton, @amwater.com, or 831-435-6015, or by mail at 511 Forest Lodge Road, Pacific Grove, California. You have any questions?
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Can you hear me okay?
Mhm.
My name is Cheryl Parker. I'm a professional engineer with a background in transportation design and construction, and I'm asking for you to consider 3 items moving forward on any negotiations regarding the Work Memorial Park use. First, the road cannot take any heavy truck traffic. As the city ordinances dictate, there should be no trucks in the exceeding of the 10,000 pound operating limit in the city without meeting an exception. Rosita Road and the connecting passing through Work Memorial Park to the old garden center are light traffic residential streets within these structural sections. Under standard AASHTO pavement, fatigue mechanics, structural damage scales exponentially with axle weight. A single loaded 40-ton asphalt truck inflicts structural degradation of thousands of passenger vehicles, and a routine 2-inch surface overlay does not repair these previous damages or prevent future damages, as it provides zero structural base reinforcement, meaning heavy truck axles will continue to damage the subgrade, which leads to structural failure. Rebuilding that 1,289-foot section of corridor from Rosita for heavy truck traffic requires deep structural excavation and engineering structural base. My preliminary ballpark estimates for this repair would be in the approximate ballpark of $1,040,000 to $1,380,000, roughly 7 times the cost of an overlay repair in today's dollars. If the city still wishes to pursue any future rentals of the space that include heavy truck traffic, I strongly suggest that such negotiations include a $1.38 million performance bond, along with the request to establish some baseline objective engineering review of the road immediately, so that the road, any damages suffered from the historical use get documented, and any the baseline for any damages done for any future use on the heavy truck traffic. Baseline means preliminary laser leveling of a profile scan for the pavement surface and a certified joint closed circuit television inspection of the sanitary sewer mains before any further damages occur. If the contractor then refuses to establish this baseline, they implicitly assume the liability for all post-operation structural damages and repair costs. Secondly, I want to talk about any shortcomings the city financially has. Over an acre of paved yard is there, plus the utility building carries a real fair market value of a commercial lease in Monterey County of roughly $24,600 to $44,000 per month. Letting a paving contractor use the ballpark for less than paying full market without bond can lead to damage. And I guess I'll end it there. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, any other public comments? All right, seeing none, public comment is now closed. Our next item is a proclamation for Pat Lintel. But first, I'd like to recognize Chuck Lintel, Pat Lintel's son, is here with us this evening and just coordinated there's Chuck right there. He coordinated an absolutely beautiful celebration of life for his mother. It was just such a great tribute, Chuck. Well done. I had the pleasure of serving with Pat on the council for 2 years, and it is a distinct honor for me to read this proclamation. And it reads, whereas it is with great sadness and a loving appreciation that we recognize Miss Patricia Pat Lintel for her many years of devoted service to the city of Delray Oaks. She moved to Delray Oaks in 2001 and initially got involved with the city as a concerned citizen with an interest in shaping the city's future and helping others. And whereas Pat Lintel was a dedicated public servant who was elected to and served as a member of the Delray Oaks City Council during the years of 2014 to 2023. Pat was a loyal friend who could often be seen walking in the neighborhood and speaking with residents to gain a better understanding of their needs and desires so she could properly represent them. And whereas, having an open mind and keen intellect, Pat was an influential voice on the city council, and her actions continue to positively impact our entire community. And her competitive nature was evident in her love for the game of bridge and the challenge of jigsaw puzzles, which she could easily dedicate hours to those activities. And whereas Pat cared deeply for the less fortunate members of our community and volunteered to serve on the Monterey County Community Human Services Board, where she made major contributions to those in need. She was also a member of the Delray Oaks Citizens Action Group from 2012 to 2022, and at 84 years old, she organized the Pony Express, which participated in distributing the Acorn newsletter and Citizen Action Group announcements to each house in the city. Therefore, now be it resolved that Pat Lintel has left behind friends, family, and a legacy of service and dedication to others, and she will be deeply missed. Signed this 25th day of August, 2026, Scott Donaldson, Mayor. Chuck, would you come forward, please? Okay, I'll allow the council, if you would like to make comments, I'll begin with the council. Councilmember Uli.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. When I ran for public office 4 years ago, I was able to talk to Pat, and because I told her what a very inspiring person she is, and because in spite of her really at that kind of condition, she was still serving our city, and that's why and she was very politely encouraging me back then, and that's the memory that I would carry on with Pat, and she's always a very lovely and kind lady. So Chuck, thank you so much for lending your mother to us for the city of Delray Oaks. Yeah, may she rest in peace. Thank you.
Councilmember Howard.
Thank you, Mayor. Patricia Lintel was an incredible inspiration for myself years ago, first stepping into these chambers where we all sit tonight, just getting involved with the city. Very inspired by her. Your city council does tremendous work on many levels. But from her reporting out, I learned the far-reaching effect that our local government actually has on various committees and board appointments. Again, very inspired. I can't say that enough. Her very valuable work in serving the underserved of our community, those afflicted by homelessness, substance use disorders, and mental illness, was a cause very near and dear to my heart. And when I pursued this role for our city, I knew that it was a path that I wanted to follow. So I try to carry on her legacy as best I can. I think she wore about a size 6.5, but there's still big shoes to follow. And I invoke her name, or to fill, and I invoke her name often, and she's loved by many and recognized by the community wide. And so I'll share the same sentiment. Thank you for sharing your mother, and may God hold her in the palm of his hand.
Thank you. City Manager?
I had the same. I had a chance to work with Pat for just a little over a year. And when I first came to the city, Karen, who knows everybody and knows everything about the city, told me the only council member you need to be worried about and be afraid of is Pat Lintel. And so I told Pat that one day when we were having an update, and she laughed and she just looked at me. And Pat was very petite, but she had a big presence. And she just laughed and she looked at me and she said, "Oh, Karen's so sweet. She's so cute, but she's right." And so that's how I operated with Pat. But we had a great relationship, and I always kept a bowl of candies on the table, because that's how I got Pat to come in. Because whenever she was by and she needed a candy fix, she'd come by and then we would talk, and we would talk about city business. She was a great woman. She will be sorely missed. I really, really loved her and enjoyed working with her. And again, same. Thanks for loaning her to us.
Alex?
Yeah, so when I came to the city in 2017, it was a very turbulent time. There was a lot of change going on in the city. Pat was on council and was on council for many years and worked with her for many years. And I always admired just how calm and cool she was, and thoughtful in deliberation, and always considering the residents. And she was just, as an attorney for a council, just a dream to work for, because she was so even keel. So thankful for everything we did, to include updates about you, updates about my children, exchanging recipes for risotto. So anyway, thank you for sharing your mother with us, and it was just my pleasure working with her.
Councilmember Shirley.
Yes. Um, so I got to know Pat on the Citizens Action Group before I was on council, and we helped plan one of the ice cream socials. She was a dedicated servant to this city, and that is definitely something to be admired. She and I didn't always share the same politics, but she was always very kind to me. And I remember we were on council together during COVID, and she didn't let a moment go to waste. Before our council meeting, she was playing her solitaire. So she was, so it was just, she was always had a smile on her face, and again, just a joy, even if we weren't always on the same side. So Chuck, I appreciate, the dedication to your mother, and it was clear in the presentation you celebration you gave to her. So thank you very much. It was enjoyed.
Vice Mayor Berger.
Thank you, Mayor. What a proper person and a pioneer for women and loved by so many people. We saw that at the memorial. Something to take that I took home and I think is important to share is that she never formed an opinion or took sides until she asked both sides questions. She met with us, my wife Susan and myself, through a sort of a contentious thing, and she left a card at our door and said she'd like to meet with us. And she did the exact same thing with the other homeowner, and she didn't have an opinion. She didn't share, or she did. She didn't share. She just spoke to us about our emotions and what our thoughts were, and she did the same thing with our neighbor. And that was, and then when it came to council, she was able to formulate an opinion and a decision on what she wanted to do based on that. That's rare today, and I think it was just such a classic approach, and I respected the heck out of that. And that comes from inside, and it doesn't describe Pat, but it definitely kind of gives you a picture of what a proper person she was. So she will be missed for sure.
All right, thank you for those comments. And what I'd like to do now is open it up to the public. If you would like to provide any comments or stories about Pat, please come forward. Yes. Or Alice, would you like? Okay. Alice, why don't you go first and then Karen? No, no worries.
I respected Pat a lot. She got her so by really bringing up everybody, which is always awesome. Somebody's one. And conversations that we had, like him, sometimes we were on different political pages, but she always listened. And we had really conversations that I really, she was willing to change her mind. And that shows what a big person she was. That she wasn't somebody that just would dogmatically dig her heels in, and this is what I think, and that's it, and no discussion. She was the opposite of that. She was open to information. She was curious. So I really admire and respect her memory.
Thank you. Karen?
Well, Miss Pat Lentell ran for city council many years ago when we were turbulent, as Alex said. And we needed her. And she made a huge difference. She was very devoted to community human services, everything that everybody's already said. But she also wanted to know from staff what we were going through. And for somebody to ask that made a huge difference to me and my other coworkers. I just appreciated her. I loved her. I considered her my friend, and she's going to be sorely missed.
Thank you, Karen. Any other comments? All right. Well, thank you to everyone sharing those comments and stories. Just an incredible impact, and she will definitely not be forgotten. Thank you for being here too, Chuck. Okay, we'll go on to our next item, our presentations. The first presentation is from Mike O'Brien of the Delray Oaks Chess Club.
Sure. Why don't you come here just a little bit? All right. I'm Mike O'Brien. I live in Derry Oaks. And I have the, well, anyway, I have the Derry Oaks Chess Club. This is some of our kids. I can't help but. Anyway, what I'd like to do is, first of all, I'm so happy all of you came here to support the club. Thank you. That'd be funny. Anyway, we're going to do something different this year than we did last year. We're going to start by giving out the team photographs to each and every one of you over here. And the kids are going to do that. So let's start with that. All right, just take a few here. Okay, a few here. And just wrap all the way around and all the way to the end over here. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Get all the way around.
Hey, thank you.
Go over there too.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. I'll trade with you. All right, thank you.
So. Guys, stand over here a little bit. When I call your name, I want you to raise your hand. Danielle. Dean and Bryce. And then we have Paxton. Great. Farah. Marlo's not here, but we're going to talk about her. And Marlo is Farah's younger sister. Okay. So, and we have Coach Chris, he's right over there. So we're going to start with Daniela. Daniela. Now, Daniela is the most improved player in our whole club. She is so kind and kidding. When she first started playing chess, she'd play and give away the queen. And I'd go by her table, what are you doing? Well, it was the nice thing to do. She would do that, because she thought it was polite. Okay. And as time went by, she turned out to be a pretty good player. And now she is she's a fierce fighter on the boards. And she's winning games. She's winning a lot of games. I'm so proud of her. Let's see. She has great concentration now. I watched her the other day, and you should have seen the concentration looking at that board. There's no distractions. There's no wanting to go out and pick a flower or two. But yeah, I'm very proud of that. And you can see her and her sister riding around the track on an electronic mini car on their house. And they also ride their bikes with their dad too, like Chris. So that's Dean and Bryce right here. Well, they're both brothers who both love their hoops. And it's apparently fantastic. They both travel on a team that goes throughout California and Nevada. They're both excellent basketball players. And they play with the team, and they're actually good chess players as well. These guys are always looking for the competition. And when they go to the tournaments, they also bring their chess sets. They want to get the game. Now, I hear the rumors stated out there that the NBA is looking at you guys for the 2027 draft. I know that's true. All right. Paxton, raise your hand, Paxton. Now, Paxton is the only one here that doesn't live in Derry Oaks. Everybody else does. I invited him here tonight because he has a special quality about him. Paxton is always looking for the challenge. He's played the best player in our club, the best. And the best player in the club is also 2 feet taller than him. Hamza. And guess what? Hamza is his best friend now. Yeah, they're friends for life. He's won many medals and ribbons at a chess tournament. One day, his mom texted me, and she said Paxton was going to be late. So what kid's going to be late for chess club? Well, he was in Salinas, flying with the young eagles. So brave. He never gets up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Can you tell I like these? All right. You can hop in anytime you want. All right. Farrah, right here. Okay. Farrah is Marlo's older sister, okay? Is always confident and a happy player. She never gives up. She loves playing other members. She's a very good player. Lately, she's been coming to the club with her headphones on. And I go, what gives? And she says, well, there's music. And I said, okay, I started watching her. I don't believe that for a minute. What I do remember is that there's a Russian on the other end giving her chess moves. I know. It's easy. She's also into theater and fencing. Fencing. I can't believe it. And are you going to college next year? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought. So that's fair. Marlo, her younger sister. Now, Marlo never stops. I don't know how her mom keeps up with it all. She loves sports. One year, she's playing flag football, running down for touchdowns. She's pretty sure she plays soccer as well. She's not here tonight because she's at a volleyball meet. Volleyball. One day I was walking down Bertolda, which is where you don't know, it's one of these streets over here. And who zipped by me on an electronic scooter? You guessed it. Marlo. The best thing about Marlo is, besides chess, she loves to play poker. Marlo. And according to a good source, I was told that she holds her cards close to the vest. The only thing missing would be a good cigar. Well, she has it. All these kids in the club are wonderful kids. I'm proud to be their chess coach. Coach Chris, which is right over there. Coach Chris. Coach Chris. This terrific club would not exist without the help and support from Chris and his wife, Pearl, and they're always there with the helping hand and all the parents that we do. Their 2 girls are super and wonderful, and they're an asset to the club. Thank you, Chris. I also want to thank the Citizen Action Group, which is actually, they sponsor the club. And there's several members up here that are on the club. The city council and city staff has been right there from the beginning with me, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, now's the time to present the photograph. So, who decides to give it to him? Oh, who wants to give the photograph to the mayor? Paxton and. All you guys go up there. Go ahead.
Right. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's a wonderful picture. Every member of the council and the staff have received one of these. I know Coach Mike did a lot to take the background, all the stuff that was going on in the back, removing that from it, but it's just an absolutely wonderful picture, and you see how many kids are participating in this. It's just awesome. So thank you.
Oh, one thing before we, the photograph is out there in the lobby. And we have a chest fund. And I have some flyers, and if you have daughters, sons, grandchildren that would like that. It's not only for Derry Oaks, but it's also anybody except 50. Boys and girls, and they're from Armidale, Monterey, City Grove, Creamdale, they're all over. So we got a good mixture of boys and girls. If you ever get a chance, check with me, flyer, and I'll let you know when our next meeting is, or if you want to have interest in one. Thank you very much for this. Super.
Can you tell us when
Yeah, thank you. We range anywhere from 25 to 30. And that's usually once a month on a Saturday. Now, the reason it's not dead on the Saturday is because sometimes there's the festival, the ice cream social, or on the salmon there. And we use the old town hall up on the hill at the park. Sometimes we don't have that available. So I have to shift it around every month to see what's available. Any other question? I'll be happy to take some more questions. Applications? But that's essentially it. Thank you for your time. Sorry to get emotional. I do more. So what I want to do is, Chris, these are all your where it could help. You have tons of these. He's a tiger. You could play anybody, anytime. If he wants to challenge anybody, we'll read the part. And I think we did the picture recognition. I think we're done.
That's great.
All right. Thanks again, Coach Mike. It's one of the bigger successes we've had in Delray Oaks, the chess club. So thank you for what you do. And thank you to all the players for being here and the parents. Thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
All right. Our next presentation is from Bradley Strasser, is the founder and CEO of Compass Ethic Cards.
Ethic card.
Mayor, Council, I want to thank you for letting me have just a few minutes to tell you about Bradley. I met him last year at the Chiefs Conference in San Diego. He's an MPS professor, and we got to talking, and he's got a program, it's an ethics program that just made sense to me, and I wanted to bring it to our department, and we have. I wanted him to take a few minutes to tell you about the program, how it works, and he's got something to give us. So thank you very much.
Yeah, hey everybody, thanks for having me just a couple minutes today. So my friend Chief Chris Porkwood here, you guys are lucky to have a pretty great chief of police here in Delray Oaks. You should be proud. And as Chris mentioned, I'm a professor over here at the Naval Postgraduate School. I'm the chair of the Defense Analysis Department. We focus on special operators and irregular warfare. My personal specialty is I research and focus on ethics. What I mean by ethics is simply how do we make good decisions as professionals? How do we use judgment, discernment, discretion, especially within certain professions? And I, as a professor at MPS, I help the military with that. There's a team of folks, other professors like me, we've come together over the past few years
And we've developed an ethics program to help law enforcement and help them improve this skill. Being a law enforcement professional is built upon trust, right? They have to have the trust of their community, they have to have the trust of Delray Oaks. And it's not just the trust to do the right thing when the rule is obvious, like, okay, here's the law, here's the policy. But so often, every day, the good men and women of Delray Oaks Police Department, serving under Chief Borkwin, they have to use their own critical thinking, and they have to use discretion and moral judgment. That skill, it turns out, is very, very hard to create a training to improve. Most training, ethics training approaches, they pick like a once a year, one-off, hey, sit down and do your hour-long block of ethics training and kind of check the box. Unfortunately, these approaches really have very little impact whatsoever. We've been doing a lot of research over the years that we have empirical data that shows they just don't really do much. They're kind of check the box thing. So our team, and this is a bunch of other researchers across the country, we've developed a program that instead focuses on short, brief conversations between peers, between colleagues, as law enforcement professionals, where they discuss, hey, how would you handle this tricky ethical situation? How would you navigate it? And that's what the Ethic Arts program does. It gives Chief Borkwin here a tool to help his guys have those conversations across the whole year in really small little bites. Sometimes you might have heard the phrase micro training sometimes, but it's more about the conversation. It's not really a training. It's about having a peer-to-peer conversation and kind of getting their brain to think a little differently. Organizations that do this across time, we've got data that shows significant improvements in the moral decision-making, the critical thinking, the ethical choices that those law enforcement professionals make. So I'm very proud to say that Delray Oaks is a part of that. And Delray Oaks has taken this on, and they're really at the front end of it. We're just getting it going, but you're going to see some real results from this program over the years. I believe that. And we just wanted to recognize Chief Borkwin and your fine city as being what we call an ethics leader in this space. The program, believe it or not, is in about 150 departments now. It started right here. I live over in PG. Where our teams all the way across the country. But Chief Borkwin was one of the first to hear about it and go, I want to do that. I like it. When we met at the Cal Chiefs Conference, and then we met a couple other times, I came here and showed his team about it. And so they've been doing it. So in honor of recognizing Chief Borkwin for his leadership in this, and really your city for getting behind this program, we want to present you with just this little certificate here that we give to all of our, we call them Compass Leaders in Ethical Culture. And I'm just going to read this, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
And maybe we get a picture of me giving it. All right. So be it hereby known that the Delray Oaks Police Department, having fully demonstrated its voluntary commitment to law enforcement excellence by pursuing the innovative and research-backed ethics initiative, Compass Ethic Arts, thereby raising ethical awareness and outcomes for its officers and community trust for the citizens it serves, and thus having exemplified the best professional practices to hold itself to the highest standards of moral clarity and service, is hereby recognized as a Compass leader in ethical culture. And that's for me and my team and all the researchers behind this program. So Chief, great work.
Maybe.
Go ahead. Let's shake your hand with that. There we go. Thank you, Chief. You guys are really proud of great. Your police department does. You know, hundreds of departments across the country, and you got a good one here. So congratulations. Good work, sir.
All right. Okay, any questions, comments from the council? Okay. All right. We'll go on to our next presentation, which is always one of my favorites, and that's the swearing in of a new officer, and that would be Police Officer John O'Neill. With that, I will turn it over to the chief.
So before we start, I want to recognize two guests that we have here. His wife in the blue here, and his daughter, Eva. I want to tell you a little bit about John. He comes to us from Colorado. He started law enforcement later in life. The season before he even started, which I like. 2014, he was hired as a deputy, Eagle County Sheriff's Office, where he worked in the jail for some time, and was sergeant while he was there. 2024, left the Sheriff's Department for a small town, which is 3 times larger than our town. Castle, we will set a patrol officer. So he and his wife moved to California. And June of 26, we hired him. And he's been on field training ever since, working hard, doing everything expected from him. So, John learning to be a police officer. He's worked many jobs in his life, but he loved that so much. His only regret was to start. He is one of the he's a father of 7. And the grandfather.
All right.
His family's by far feel very lucky. John chose us. We are small, and what choosing the right so make sure that everybody is sees the way we see. Swear you on, we support John unofficially. United States. True faith. And and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely. Reservation. And that I will well. Discharge the duty. You've been getting along well with John because you're going to have a chance to stab him. We love having you.
All right. All right. Thank you. John, absolutely. John, would you like to say anything?
No, it's really happy to be here. I love this community. Everybody around the community here is extremely welcoming. My family and we adore the area and we adore how we do. So it's really got. Thank you for letting me be here.
Absolutely. And on behalf of the entire city council, we're happy to welcome you to, I mean, my opinion, the best police force in the county, and I know a lot of other people feel that way. And also welcome to you and your family to the Delray Oaks community. And to celebrate, yes, we have those cupcakes. So what I would like to do is call a recess for about 15 minutes so we can go outside and enjoy those refreshments. All right?
See if we have cameras.
Oh, how'd you end up with those?
I couldn't find mine, so I've been wearing hers.
As long as you can see, that's all.
Okay, I'd like to reconvene our city council meeting. And we'll start where we left off, which is consent. Are there any items on consent that any member of the council would like to pull? Okay, seeing none, are there any items out in the public that you would like to pull? Okay, seeing none, I'll accept a motion.
Move to approve.
We have a
I'll
second.
second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Next item is old business, which we have none. We'll move on to new business, and we have one item, and it's to consider waiving the first reading, conduct a public hearing, and adopt an ordinance to the city of City of Delray Oaks Municipal Code and replace it with new chapter 17.70 regarding ADUs. And with that, I'll give it to the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. And I am going to hand it over to Luke Heiserman from Denise Duffy and Associates. Denise Duffy couldn't be here. She had a family thing that she had to make it to, so Luke was kind to step in. Luke's going to give us a little overview of it, and then if you all have any questions, Luke, myself, or Alex can answer them.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Sorry I don't have any cupcakes to offer you. It's a tough act to follow. But Mr. Mayor and members of the council, my name is Luke Heiserman. I'm an assistant planner with Denise Duffy and Associates, and I have worked closely with Denise on this item before you tonight. An update to the city's accessory dwelling unit or ADU ordinance. Next slide, please. ADUs and junior ADUs or JADUs are critical components to expanding local infill housing supply. The city last updated its ADU ordinance in 2021 under ordinance number 308. Next slide, please. However, between 2022 and 2025, the California state legislature passed a comprehensive suite of new bills aimed at further accelerating and augmenting the state's ADU inventory. Following passage of these laws, the State Department of Housing and Community Development, or HCD, sent the city 2 technical assistance letters. Next slide, please. An initial HCD findings letter in August of 2024, and a subsequent technical assistance letter in February 2026. Both letters highlighted key areas where the city's local ordinance diverges from current state mandates and outlined the changes needed to bring the city's ordinance text into compliance. The proposed ordinance before you tonight completely repeals and replaces Chapter 1770 to ensure consistency with these most recent state laws. It also addresses technical corrections requested by state HCD, including these key updates, as further shown on the following slide. Next slide, please. Just a bit of an overview. Updated government code references. It corrects and synchronizes all local legal citations with the updated California government code sections. There's added key definitions. It introduces legal definitions for efficiency units and livable space. New processing procedures, incorporates standardized timelines for processing, denying, and approving applications. Critically, it establishes a 15-day completeness review window and a 60-day final application approval timeline. Short-term rental restrictions. It clarifies prohibitions on using new ADUs as short-term rentals to protect long-term housing stock, and owner occupancy requirements specify state-mandated rules regarding owner occupancy, outlining where restrictions are prohibited by law. Next slide, please. And then impact fees prohibits levying development impact fees for any units smaller than 700 square feet. And next slide, please. And parking utilities augments parking exemptions and specifies limits on utility and fire sprinkler requirements. Next slide. So the overall purpose of the action before you tonight is to bring the city's ADU law into textual compliance with state law. Because these state regulations are already legally in effect statewide, they currently preempt the city's local code. It is important to note that the city already complies with state housing law for ADUs in practice. This ordinance adoption simply aligns the formal municipal text with the city's current administrative requirements. This ensures clarity for staff, builders, and residents alike. Additionally, this action directly implements Program C2 of the city's certified 6-cycle housing element and ensures the city maintains a fully compliant ADU ordinance. On August 12th, next slide, please. On August 12th, 2026, the Planning Commission held a public hearing, considered this proposed EDU ordinance, and voted unanimously to recommend to the City Council. Therefore, the formal action requested before the council tonight is to waive the first reading, conduct the public hearing, and adopt the ordinance to repeal and replace Chapter 1770 of the city's municipal code. I want to thank City Attorney Alex Lorca for his assistance, including legal review of this ordinance. At this time, I would like to turn it over to Alex to see if there's anything he would like to add, and I'll make myself available for any follow-up questions. Thank you.
Nothing to add other than just to confirm that the Planning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval of the ordinance as drafted.
All right, thank you, Alex. Thank you for the presentation. I'll start with Councilmember Uy, if you have any comments or questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Maybe through the mayor to Alex, I just have a question. Is this an introduction or final adoption?
This is the first of two readings of the ordinance. So you'll
Okay.
introduce it. And if you pass it tonight, it'll come back probably on consent next month
Okay.
for the second reading.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. And also maybe Luke, I just have when I was reading some of the this might be just very minor or small. I just want to clarify because in our ordinance it says that no impact fees for ADUs under 750 square feet and fees apply at 750 square feet or larger. But the HCD's letter says the exemption applies to 750 square feet or less. So does that mean that I'm just like in limbo, like if we have an ADU that is at 750 square feet, exactly 750 square feet, so would that be exempted from the impact fees or not? I know that this has probably been looked at by the Planning Commission, so but I just want to make sure that when we do the ordinance, it would really be in compliance with the HCD's letter, because HCD might come back to us again. So that's just my, if it's a minor thing, yeah.
Square feet will be decided for Johnny Wells square feet. Saying that
Hold on one second. If you could come up to the mic, that way those that are in the public looking online can hear.
Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry about that. My understanding is that the text in the ordinance before you here, it aligns exactly with state law. There were some not necessarily errors, but omissions in the letter itself, or specified for JADUs versus ADUs when it applied to both or one or vice versa. So, yes, my understanding is that 750 square feet or larger would be assessed.
Okay.
The impact fee as appropriate, and below be waived.
Okay, so for as long that our ordinance is aligned to the state law.
Correct.
Yeah, because in the HCD letter, it was saying that the exemption applies to 750 square feet or less. So in other words, 750 feet ADU will be exempted from the impact fees according to the HCD letter. Yeah, so yeah, for as long that
Right.
yeah.
So what Luke's saying is that the errors in the letter's not the law. So
Yes.
the way he wrote it was in compliance with the law.
the law,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So
That's-
it's 75 or 750 or above.
Above.
The letter just misstated it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So
Thank
that's
you for
good.
clarifying.
Yeah.
So for as long, yeah. So that was just that I've seen like some, my engineering mind, like, oh, what about the 750? If I have an ADU at exactly 750, will it be exempted? So okay, but thank you. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
All
Yeah.
right, thank you. Councilmember Halleck.
Thank you, Mayor. I find this item indisputable and a matter of compliance. Thank you to Denise Duffy and Associates and our city attorney for going through it with fine tooth comb. I followed along with the Planning Commission's work on this and their unanimity in the recommendation, which I fully support, as do I waiving the first reading and the repeal and replacement and adoption of this ordinance. That is all.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Shirley.
Thank you. So both Councilmember Uwe and Halleck are bringing up the things that I was going to bring up, in that I was curious if this aligns with the state law, which I'm really happy that it does. It doesn't sound like we varied it at all. And that Councilmember Halleck brought up the idea that we are waiving the first reading. So we have a possibility to do that. It seems like that's the way
I'm sorry, I don't.
that's the way the agenda item was presented, is that we have the possibility of considering waiving the first reading, so we don't have to come back, so that it could be
Waive the
settled
first,
tonight.
waive the first reading of the entire ordinance. It's still a two-step process.
Oh, we still have to bring
Right.
it back.
Yes, and so usually they come back on consent, the second reading.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a
So we're not
two-step.
waiving any.
I mean, I think
We're just waiting.
technically, you've got to read the whole ordinance at the
Right.
hearing, but the law allows you to waive the full reading of the ordinance at the hearing.
Oh.
So
And
we're
it's
not
at the
waiving
same
the first
time.
reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would want to do that? Yeah.
We
no.
can if you know.
No, I am in support of
I
that.
object to that.
Yeah. Too bad, Mayor. I think you will be overruled on this. Okay, that's good. I do have a question just logistically. It looks like, so we received a letter from HCD on February 27th, and they asked for a response by March 29th. Did we respond to them? Or is what we're doing now our response to HCD?
Correct me if I'm wrong, John, but I believe this is our response to the HCD.
From the February
Correct.
letter?
And the original letter in 2024 was while we were working on the housing element.
Right.
So
Right.
we were
so-
working closely with HCD at that time as well.
Yeah, so we didn't submit a formal response because we didn't have anything to respond to. Denise was in communication with HCD, so they were
Okay.
aware that we were working on it. Yeah.
Okay.
And every jurisdiction in the state got the same letters
Yeah.
because state law, we're all functioning under state law anyway. Why they were so hot and bothered to get us to update our ordinances so quick?
Right.
Because if we had taken the time to update the ordinances when we got the first letter in 2024,
Right,
when
yeah.
we were all working on our housing elements,
Yeah.
that would have detracted from working on the housing element,
Right.
and then we would have had
Yeah,
be
no, I
doing it now
understand
anyway.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The one thing that does seem different from the last ordinance is having the completeness review in just 15 days. I was wondering how that impacts our staff. Is that, I mean, I know we can't say no, but now that it's in there, is there anything that we need to adjust or change with how we approach these when they come in the door, now that we have to check them for completeness within 15 business days?
No, I mean, Karen can talk to the process better than I can, but yeah,
Yeah.
we move faster than any other
So
jurisdiction.
you
in
weren't
the area.
concerned with that?
No,
Oh, good.
we beat
Okay.
those timelines long before they put them into
Okay.
law. Yeah.
Okay, good, good, good. And then I thought it was interesting from your presentation. So the JADUs cannot be used for short-term rentals, but ADUs could. Do I have that correct? No,
No, they're both restricted.
they're both restricted from short-term rentals. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your presentation and your work. I'm glad we're gonna get this done. Thanks.
All right, Vice Mayor Berger.
Thank you. I have nothing to add, but the presentation was helpful. Thank you everyone for their work. And that is all.
All right, thank you. I'll take it out to the public. Are there any public comments on this item? Anyone? Okay, seeing none. Yes.
Yeah. I just want to also thank Luke for stepping up and stepping in and helping out, and Alex for all of his help and oversight on this that really helped get it through fast.
All right. Okay, I'll close public comment. I would like to thank the Planning Commission for taking the first look at this. That's always nice when you can have another governing body take a look at something like this. So thank you to them. One of the things I'd like to point out, it's not part of this ordinance, but for ADUs, we do as a city have the water for someone to put an ADU on their property. All they got to do, just like with the whole process, it's administrative, just come to City Hall and that water is available. I also wanted to emphasize what Councilmember Shirley mentioned, that ADUs cannot be used as STRs. It specifies it in there. As you look through the ordinance, there's a line that outlines that specifically. The other thing that I would like to point out with this ordinance, I've been asked about this a lot, is if someone converts their garage into an ADU, there's no requirement to create another garage or parking space that has been lost because of that garage or carport being converted. So I just wanted to point those things out as well. So those are my comments, and with that, I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
I'll
A
second.
second. All right, all in favor?
I
Aye. All right, motion carries, and we'll have the second reading at the next council meeting. All right, next item is staff reports and correspondence, which are in the packet. Next item after that, we do have one closed session item. As permitted by government code, the council may adjourn to closed session to consider specific matters dealing with certain litigation, personnel, or labor/real property negotiations. We have one item. It's the property that's located on 899 Rosita Road. The agency negotiator is our city manager, and negotiating parties is Coastal Paving and Excavation. Under negotiation is the price and terms of the payment. But before we adjourn into closed session, I'll open it up to public comment. Are there any public comments regarding this item?
Hi, Mayor and City Council. Finally, changing the use of the site to an industrial staging footprint. I just kindly ask that the City Council consider this in the negotiating contract. Is that as an industrial staging footprint use, the city it opens itself to environmental liabilities. As the paved and impervious area exceeds the statutory 1 acre limit threshold under the Clean Water Act. Staging asphalt emissions, tack coats, and heavy equipment without an active stormwater pollution prevention plan or a SWIP violates the California Water Code section 13385. And this exposes our city to an underlying, since we are the underlying property owner of the area, to the Regional Water Quality Board, penalties up to $10,000 per day for runoff entering the Canyon Del Rey water basin. And I don't have enough time, as I learned, to go over all of my detailed estimates, but I volunteer. Any of the council members or the city staff are more than welcome to contact me, and I can go through my numbers to make sure that you guys have any information to help you come to your best decision. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Are there any other public comments? Okay, seeing none, and so with that, we'll adjourn to closed session. Okay. All right, we're reconvening from closed session, and with that, I'll give it to the city attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. With respect to the one item on closed session, direction was provided to the city's negotiator, but no reportable action was taken.
All right, thank you. Our next meeting date is Tuesday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. And I would like to adjourn this meeting in honor of our former city council member, Patricia Pat Lintel. And with that, we are adjourned.